Good afternoon, everyone, and a particular welcome to all of the people who have come from Israel to be here today at this important conference. It feels odd standing here to deliver the message, never again. Strange because anti-Semitism and Holocaust denial are rising at rates I never thought I would see again as long as I live. And strange because the specter of a murderous European dictator is cast across our continent once more. When I was growing up in the city of Halle in Germany, I saw firsthand how quickly events can escalate. I was only a young girl, but I was aware that things were different for Jews. It started with my father's business being targeted and boycotted. We children weren't allowed to go to various recreational places in the city because we were Jews. So we wanted to leave Germany, but we couldn't get a visa. So instead, we prayed that it couldn't get any worse. Things did get worse, and we know how it ended. When I was just 7 years old, SS officers burnt into our home. They tore the pages out of my grandfather's Talmud. They ripped his talit, his prayer shawl, and they shredded his Sefer Torah scroll. Later, we learned that the synagogue, which my grandfather had established, had been burnt to the ground. When you don't confront evil, evil finds a way of pushing the boundaries beyond anything that anyone thought possible. It didn't start with 6 million dead. It started with words. But it rose to more than 6 million very quickly from there. It has been my life's mission to ensure that we, the generation of the Holocaust, could look our children, our grandchildren, and even our grandchildren in the eye and tell them that the world that they inherit is going to be better than the one that we were born into. What is clear now to all of us, more than ever, that words like never again are not enough. We must take action. Next month, we will take part in our first March of the Living in 3 years. COVID has taken away this opportunity for so many, and it's good that we can go again. I'm now 91 years old, and I've taken part, as Scott told you, 9 times. It is never easy. The more I go, the harder it gets. But of course, the difference it makes to the survivors, to have survivors on the March of the Living, is immeasurable. It inspires us, and I know it inspires those who are seeing the history for the first time. So it is our responsibility to be there for as long as we can. But as you know, we survivors are an increasingly rare breed. And this should worry you more even than it worries us. It should worry you because if this is how the memory of the Holocaust is treated, or dare I say abused, when those who suffered are still here to tell our story, then how much worse will it be when the survivors are no longer anything but a distant memory? We, the survivors, need to know that Holocaust memory will be kept alive. We need to know that Holocaust deniers won't prevail. We need your voice against anti-Semitism and against all forms of hatred. That is why the March of the Living is so important, and why 12 years ago, my wonderful friend Scott Saunders, who was farsighted enough to insist that the UK join the thousands of people from all around the world in walking the 3 kilometers from Auschwitz to Birkenau on Yom HaShoah every year. Those who participate in the March of the Living give us, the survivors, the opportunity to create a new generation of witnesses. I will once again be able to pass the torch on. And I hope and I pray that the flame will light a fire in future generations, so that then when they too say never again, the world will at long last actually listen. Please promise me that my memories and my story and those of other survivors will not just be heard, but learned. Otherwise, before you know it, you will be asking yourselves the questions I have struggled to live with for over 83 years. And you will ask yourselves, how could it happen again? You will ask yourself that question. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for those beautiful and inspiring words.
Can I respond? Yeah. Hello, everyone. Some of you may have met me last night when I spoke at the House of Lords, in front of the Lords as witnesses to what I said last night to Eve, and I want to take the opportunity to repeat some of what I said in front of all of you so that I can increase the witness count. And I want to tell Eve, and I'm holding here actually a candle with me, that after this panel I will find a safe spot and I will light it. And I want to tell Eve what I told her last night again, that she's not alone, that we're with her, all of us collectively are together with Eve. I just heard at the end of your speech a request of a promise, and so I'm here to give you that promise, to say to you that we will learn, we will be curious, we will continue the message. And on behalf of my late grandmother, Tamara Zisserman, a Holocaust survivor, I stand here before you on behalf of the next generation, the third generation. We will light this candle and we will take this flame of remembrance and we will pass it down from generation to generation. And we will learn from you, your bravery and your commitment, and we will carry it on. And we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, and we all collectively salute you. And I make in front of all of these witnesses a solemn oath that you're very welcome, and I make this solemn oath that we will be upstanding and will be upstanding collectively. Just for those who didn't hear, I said I was asked to come aside for the purpose of the photograph, but I did make the solemn oath that we will be upstanding, and I pray God all of us will be upstanding collectively. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Soon, we, the Holocaust survivors, won't be here to tell our story. Even now, our collective voice grows fainter.
Now it is up to us to tell the stories of the victims of the Holocaust. It is up to us to make sure that their stories won't become faded memories.
It is up to us to give the victims a voice. It is up to us to prevent history from being rewritten. It is up to us to fight anti-Semitism and Holocaust denial. Go to nevermeansnever.com. Together, we will keep the memory of the victims and survivors of the Holocaust alive.